lovely patrons. Today we're going to talk about nagging and getting things done. This was a request from Michelle, and so let's talk about it. You know, a lot of times people think we're nagging, or we feel like we're nagging when we ask over and over and over again. And as Michelle explained in her question, she and her husband looked up the definition, and it turns out she wasn't nagging, because nagging involves threatening, I believe. But she was just asking over and over again. Well, no one wants to ask over and over again and get nothing for that. So here's what I'd like you to do. For children, you're not going to nag. You're going to say, this is what I want you to do. You can choose to do it, or you can choose your consequence. You don't have to repeat it. They don't get a lot of, they don't need repetition. How many times do you have to say, do you want to go to the ice cream store? How many times? How many times do you have to say, you can get through, you can be through with your homework for now? You know, anything they want to hear, they're going to hear it pretty quick. So they're going to learn fairly quickly to listen to what you say, because they're going to be going through a consequence that you've already predetermined with them. You've decided it. You've told them in advance, this is the consequence, or these are the consequences, and I will be able to choose the consequence, or whatever. And you say, okay, so this is what I want you to do. However, if you don't, then you can have your consequence. It's your call. And so there's no nagging. And I know people who have written me and said, oh my gosh, Kat, that worked like a champ. It worked like a champ, and it does work like a champ. As for spouses, please don't nag them. If your husband doesn't do something you ask him to do, it may be a tactic on his part. I hope not, but it surely could be. And you know what? If you want your house clean, just do it yourself. It's not worth the nagging. Just do it yourself. Just do the thing. But remember, the thing that you've asked him to do shouldn't be any more than 5 or 10 minutes. So if you've said, honey, would you please pick your things up in the living room? And he doesn't pick them up, then already tell him at the supper table or some other place when you're having, you know, quiet time on the couch, hey, I'm going to put all the things, if you leave things out and you don't pick them up, I'm going to put them at this place. So if you say, hey, honey, when you're through with that in 5 minutes, listen, don't ever say do it now to anybody. It's mean. Do you want somebody to say that to you when you're in the middle of something? You're balancing the checkbook, or you're watching your favorite film, or you're reading a book, or you're on the computer watching a Facebook, or looking at Facebook, or looking at a YouTube video, and that's what you do for fun, and somebody says, honey, come right now and help me hold this thing while I jack up the car, or whatever they do. You don't want to do that. You want to say, wait a minute, I'm almost through. Right? So instead you'll say to them, your children or your husband, in about 5 minutes, I'd like you to pick up these things. Honey, what are you doing right now? When you're done with that, I'd like you to do this. So give them some grace. Okay? And then then the time is up, you say, okay, honey, don't forget I asked you to pick up your shoes, or whatever it is. And if they go, or they don't, or they act like they're in like that place, then just pick up their shoes and go put them where you told them you're going to put them, in the box by the bed, whatever. Not in the closet where it goes, in a container, something that's not really convenient, but it's better than you having it in the living room. You're going to put it there, and that's where it goes. Same with your kids. Well, your kids' things can be confiscated. That's the other thing you can do. That can be one of the consequences. You confiscate for a week. Okay, so that's how you get rid of nagging. You just stop. You just stop. Do you want to be nagged? I don't. Do you want to be a nagging person? I don't. So it's better just to do it this way. None of the things that you're asking your family to do is hard if you are staying on top of things. If you are doing 3 clutter checks a day, if you're inspecting what you expect, if you're doing your zones, if you're decluttering, then your house is going to stay a lot cleaner. And when you do see clutter, it's only going to be that quick to get it picked up. It's not going to be a big, hard job. You're not going to wait till the whole house has 3 days of clutter before you say, pick up your stuff. Oh my gosh, you're driving me crazy. What's wrong with you? You don't love me. Don't do that. Just, hey, honey, would you pick up those shoes? And even if your house is in that shape because you haven't gotten there yet, just focus on a little thing. We're creating habits. And if he says, sure, honey, I'd be happy to do that, that's fantastic. But if he does give you the, you can't get his eyes off of it, then you pick it up and do it and put it in that less convenient place, but it's better than having it in the living room. Again, the less convenient place is a box by the bed. You've told him that's where I'm going to put your stuff. And then here's one further step. If they never empty that box, then you can go through it and decide if you need to give it away, put it away, or throw it away. Your choice, because obviously after a while they don't miss it. And then when they do miss it, you can say, I don't know where those are. Because you don't anymore. They're gone. All right, that's it for today. Have a fabulous day. And always remember to be beautiful, because you are beautiful and you are the CEO.
Thank you.